So what we're going to learn today is a technique for applying waterslide decals. That technique and a whole lot of other things are covered in the book that I've written. And with that technique, you can create a wide range of custom figures, from Iron Man to Khan to Inuyasha to custom clones to Superman and Ghost Rider, Cad Bane, Jim from Tron, Iron Man, and that was a custom figure that was made in this video. This all starts with a template. We start on a computer program and we draw a decal design. In this case, that's Superman. And once we create that decal design, we've got to remove the print that Lego puts on the figure so that we have a blank figure to put it on. We use a micro abrasive like Brasso or toothpaste to remove it. The thing to remember is you want to protect your tables, especially your mother's tables, from Brasso. They're going to get really upset with you. So I put down a plastic bag and then I put down a cloth that I put the Brasso on. And it's just a brass polish, micro abrasive. And you notice that I'm not holding the cloth and trying to rub the cloth on the figure. I can't get much pressure when I try to do this. When I take that figure and I rub it on a flat surface, I can get a lot more pressure. So I'm spreading the Brasso around here. And now I'm actually going to take the figure apart. This is just to make it easier to Brasso off the torso design. So this is a suit design of some type that Lego put on this light gray figure. Yes?
It's just a flash one.
Exactly. So it just takes a little bit of elbow grease. There's basically two types of Brasso out there at the moment. There's the plastic bottle, which is what I showed here, and then there's the old metal can. The metal can has more fumes, but it works a little faster. The plastic bottle is more of a paste. It doesn't work quite as fast, but it doesn't smell bad either. So whichever you can find, it's about $2 a can, and one can will last you for many, many, many years. Yes. Yeah, it's a really thin liquid in the old metal can versus the pasty stuff. Yeah. Walmart, Target, grocery stores. Once you're finished brassoing the part clean, you have to wash it, and the primary reason to do that is if you leave Brasso in the shoulders, as you move the arms, the joints will get really loose because you're just slowly sanding them away. So make sure you soap and water wash the part up really, really well, and you notice I'm going down into all the little nooks and crannies, and I'm washing, and eventually I'll try to blow out anything that I can't scrub out with water pressure. I've tried that too. It's whatever works for you. Just make sure you get it good and clean. Who else is just getting here?
This one guy over here.
And these are the last four that I have. Okay. So this is the last kit that I've got. After you get it washed, you want to dry it really, really well. And that's what I'm using with the paper towel. And you have a nice clean part when you're all said and done. We're starting with clean tiles, so there's no brassoing today, but I wanted to show you guys the whole process so that you guys understand the whole process. I'm now reassembling the figure, and we're going to go to the next step, which is actually trimming out your decal. I've actually done that for you as well, to try to save some time and not have scissors floating everywhere. So if for some reason your largest decal is not already trimmed out, let me know, because I do have a couple of pairs of scissors, but I'm pretty sure I got everybody's trimmed out. And you notice that I'm trimming close, but not onto the decal. And I'm trimming the head separate from the body, because of course that will go on as two separate pieces.
Why do you reassemble the figure before you put the decals on?
I like it because it's easier to hold on to everything. It's just personal preference. And I tried to show this in real time so that you really get an appreciation for how long it takes. Once you get it all trimmed out, you're ready to go to the step where we're going to start today, which is getting the decal wet. You notice I get one Q-tip really, really wet, and the other Q-tip I'm just going to dip in and just barely get it wet. That's my sponge. I don't want a whole lot of water in it because I want it to soak up water. The other one is the primary use to get water onto the decal. And this is the hardest part for most people. We dip the decal, we don't soak it. And after we dip the decal, I'm going to transfer a little bit of water using my super wet Q-tip onto the torso so that I can slide it into that pool of water. And the hardest step for everybody is right here. and you have to wait 60 seconds. You really have to wait 60 seconds. You cannot speed this step up. You cannot shortcut this step. It takes that long. Once the decal is released, it will slide off the blue backing paper, and it will be very, very clear, and you can slide it onto the figure, and you see it wrinkles, it's okay, you can straighten it back out, and you just remove the blue backing, and now you'll see I'll switch Q-tips to go to the drier Q-tip, and I'm basically going to start soaking up the excess water, and the decal's going to move around during this process, that's okay. My primary concern is to get the excess water and air trapped under the decal out. So once I'm finally satisfied with the level of dryness, I will take and reposition it, and then the next hardest step is to set the figure aside and let it completely air dry. And depending upon how good you are at rolling that Q-tip across the surface to get all that trapped air and water out from under the decal, that's how long it takes to dry. My best guess is 10 to 15 minutes. It can be sped up if you use a hair dryer. So we're going to repeat the process here with the face. And basically we have to wait 60 seconds again. You cannot speed up that step even on small decals.
And I see you have a cutting mat that I use like cutting fabric.
It protects my surface pretty well. Yeah, that's a viscous cutting mat. Yeah. So again, we're going to just slide the decal right off the backing onto the head, and we're going to go to the dryer Q-tip and roll it across the surface of the head to get out the excess water. And then apparently I was already using the dryer Q-tip. And I'll finally position it, and then I'll set the figure aside and let it dry. And it rolls and it moves and all that's fine. But then you have to wait for it to completely dry. Some of us want to take the picture instantly, so even I get a little impatient. So now that you're finished with that part of the figure, you can protect it, and the decal will last longer if you actually spray just a little clear spray paint over the top. And the way that I do that is a nice little cheap method where these same wooden Q-tips come in really, really handy. You can stick them in the minifig leg like that, hold it up, and just give it a little quick with a can of spray paint from Walmart that's $4.
And I said you don't need sterile.
No,
I
I
found
use.
really cheap ones like this, like that, at like Big Lots.
No.
No, you got Q-tips on your side.
So there's a little review slide, and then it'll actually loop back and go back to the beginning. So at this point, we're pretty much ready to start. Does anybody have any questions before we start? Okay, this room is a little different from what I normally teach this class in. Normally it's easier for me to get in between the aisles and kind of help people. It's going to be a little harder today, so if you have questions, please be patient and I'll try to get to you as quickly as I can. But other than that, we can start by dipping our decals and waiting our 60 seconds. On the back